All right, nice work again. And now, the last thing we got to talk about today is midpoint and distance formula. Two formulas that you probably want to know. The first one is midpoint. So those of you wondering, this is how you find a midpoint. Or maybe you find an endpoint. I'll give you the midpoint and I'll give you the other end, and you got to find out the other. You never know. So this one gives you two endpoints and you plug them into the formula. Now look how simple that formula is. I'll highlight it here for you. It's you add the x's, divide by 2, you add the y's, you divide by 2. The answer should be a point, hence the name midpoint. So make sure you write it as a point with an x and a y and parentheses around it, and you'll be golden. That's an ordered pair, an x and a y, and you are done. So add them, divide by 2. Kind of how you would find the mean of anything, right? If I want to know the average age of two people, I would add them together and divide by 2. So you're going to do that here also to the x's and the y's. Distance formula kind of derived from the old a squared b squared c squared thing that Pythagoras told us. But again, it's a little different here. Here's the formula if you want it. It is, you're going to subtract the x's and square it. You're going to subtract the y's and square it. You're going to add that together. And you're going to square root it. And that's going to happen a lot. Pythagorean theorem is a great theorem that we use all the time in math. And so don't be surprised if it shows up other places. Now here, I want you to find the center and the radius of a circle with those two endpoints. So at first that seems a little scary to me. So I always got to get a visual. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm usually not the best artist, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the endpoints. And so the circle goes like, see what I mean? I see if you just draw it a bunch of times, then one of them's got to be right. All right, it looks like an avocado. It's where is the center? Well, it's right about here, and I could totally guess it's like 2, -3 from my awesome drawing. But I would rather feel better if I knew the midpoint formula. So what is the midpoint formula? Remember, it's in the middle of those 2 points. So I'm going to add them together. So 5 plus 0 over 2. And then the y's is going to be 4 plus a -8 over 2. And that's a point. And there's your answer. Now we should clean it up because no one ever likes that. 5 over 2 doesn't reduce, so I'm going to leave it as 5 over 2. And -4 over 2 does reduce. That's -2. So it's 2.5 comma -2, not 2 -3 like I thought. There's your midpoint or your center. And now, last but not least, can you find from the center to the edge, can you tell me what that radius is? Or, oh, did they even ask for it? Yes, they did. What is that radius? Now, I think the easiest way to do that would be to pick our center and pick one of these points that we were given. So I'm going to go ahead and go, all right, from my center, which is 2.5, really gross, 5 over 2 minus, pick a point. Let's do that one. -5 squared. So that's the x's. Notice I could make either one y and either one x. I mean, y1 or y2, it doesn't matter. -2 minus 4, and that's going to be squared, and all of that is square rooted. So how gross do you guys want to get? I guess we'll go gross, right? I'm going to change 5 to 10 over 2. So 5 minus 10, -5 over 2, and that's going to get squared. Plus, what was that, -6 squared? So I got the second one is 36. What is that? I'm going to come over here so we can see. Maybe I'll just scroll down. Squaring that first one, I see that that is 25/4, and this is 36. But now I got to multiply that by 4. Oh, for crying out loud. 120 is 4 times 30, and 4 times 6 is 24. So what did we say? 120 and 20, 144 fourths. All right, add that together, you get 169 fourths, and that's finally going to be square rooted, and the square root was already there. That's why there's no plus or minus. Square root at the top is 13, square root at the bottom is 2. There is your radius. Perfect. Some people call that 6.5. I call it 13 over 2. That's it. Have a great day. Stay happy.